Evening world. This is Ivan Omer. I am sorry to say that the countdown has now ticked, as today will be Ivan's Miscellaneous series, the final announcement, and I'll be coming in two parts. So I'll be nice enough to make it. It's not over yet. I'll be making a video for you tomorrow, talking further about my life. Today you're looking at a very, very interesting video. I'm going to talk about my life. There's a lot of things in my life I don't remember, because I told you I don't have a great memory. There's a lot of things in my life that I don't remember, but I'm going to talk about the stuff that stood out to me in my life that I remember, obviously. From Saskatchewan, from Montreal, all the way to the present day. I'll tell you my whole story. I have so much to tell you that I'm not even going to babble on. I'm just going to babble on for 2 hours, and I'll talk about my life from Montreal to what all the way to the present day. How I woke up. I already told you my story though. How I woke up 20 to 26 years old. I woke up, obviously. I found that I was God. I found that I was healthy. I found that I had the keys. I found that the doors were locked, and I found that the mess happened in Hollywood, obviously. And you world did your best to cover up VJ's mess, obviously. You did your best, obviously. Because I remember, before I start talking about I remember when I started waking up, because I had the keys, everyone knew. Oh my god, oh my god, what if something horrific happened with VJ? Tell everyone had that shitty look. Holy shit, Ivan's waking up. We have to cover this. We have to cover this up well. That was your plan. Hopefully, we cover up the mess. Hopefully, we cover up the mess, and Ivan never knows what happened with VJ. I'll never know what happened with VJ, but I'm not stupid. I know the mess happened. The fact that VJ had boyfriends, I'm not fucking stupid. Obviously, I figured out. Yeah, if the world's envious, they're gonna guarantee that. And she's in Hollywood, guaranteed, and a hot chick like that, the men are all gonna go after him. I knew it. I fucking knew. I figured it out. Just like I knew I had to pay. The fact that I had to pay a fee to be with my wife, I know my wife, something horrific happened with my wife, VJ, obviously. You guys are all, man, all Ivan, man. The countdown's really done, man. Yeah, man. Countdown's ticked. Today I'll be making a final announcement, part one. This will be my part one of final announcement. Tomorrow I'll continue it off with part two. We'll see what happens. Today I might even explain everything that happened in my life in 2 hours. If I explain everything that happened in my life in 2 hours, tomorrow for my final analysis, I can talk about maybe how this series will be missed. My second part might be about how my series will be missed. I might perhaps cover everything about my life in this part. And tomorrow I'll talk about how this series will be missed and all that stuff. How you're gonna miss me, you're gonna miss me. I might do that for tomorrow. I'll make another video. My point is I'm gonna make another final announcement video for you guys. That's how nice I am, obviously. Once today I will not say I'm officially signing out, because tomorrow I'll be making that another video. Tomorrow I'll say, guys, this is it, world. I'm officially signing out. Peace, and that's it. After that I'm done. I'm making more videos for you, obviously. That's all I'm gonna think about now is just paying this fee and being king, man. Being king. Being king with my wife, obviously. You see what I'm saying? Ivan, why are you wearing a security shirt? Well, I used to work security. I used to work at Taurus Security, and I have this shirt, so I just decided to wear it. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm promoting your security company out there. Yeah. I'll tell you my story, how I also work security, too. I was a dishwasher, and I worked security for like a couple years. Yeah. So let me talk about my life now. So Ivan's Miscellaneous series, the what? The final announcement. You guys better stop taking for granted, as I'm not kidding around. Once I find out how weak you are, I'm never making any voice forever again, man. You guys are probably like, oh my god, Ivan's just joking. I will never do it. So the same thought that you have, I have the exact same thought. There's no way the world will trap this innocent man with sharing her death. That very same, you know how you guys yell, Ivan's joking, Ivan won't do that to us. Well, I had the same thought too. The world's joking. No way the world will trap Virgin Mary didn't do anything wrong with sharing her death. You guys actually tried to share your death. I'm like, what the fuck? I found out how wicked you are. I never make reels forever again. You guys are fucking wicked people. You're nothing but a mess with me, man. You want to trap a man who didn't do anything wrong with sharing her death. Like, what did I do to deserve this, man? Ivan, you didn't do anything to deserve this. We're just envious. We fucking hate you so much. We're envious of your wealth. We're envious of your relation with your wife. You're so beautiful. We all want you. Yeah. Because of your envy, when I'm innocent, you're willing to kill me and be my wife, man. Because you guys are crazy psychopaths, man. You're nothing but a mess with me, man. Okay, so let me tell you my story, okay? Buckle up, guys. Look at an interesting video for this. Yeah. So I was born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in 1992. Obviously, I was born in Texas. I told you had the step family is not separate me and VJ. I most likely would have been living in America, and there's a good chance we would have been living in Los Angeles because we would have been in Hollywood, obviously. Just like if I sold out, I would be in the Hollywood system. The fact that with me and VJ were King Coon, we would obviously be in Hollywood because Hollywood's the best of the best, obviously. And me and VJ would have been living in Los Angeles most likely, right? Just like if I sold out, I'd be living in. I would move to Los Angeles. I'd be living with VJ, obviously, in Los Angeles. But I told you, the relationship will not work. It'll be destroyed, and VJ will be trash. She won't see me. She sees hell, and my spirit runs away, and I get trashy, sticky sex, and me and her are sharing with the whole world, as well as members of the families. Because if I sold out, me and VJ would be sharing with members of the families too. My stepbrothers, my stepfather would get a piece of the action. My stepmother, VJ's stepmother, her stepsister, that aunt lady. I don't know if that's her aunt. I think I'm just making. I think it's her aunt. That aunt, you know, what I'm saying VJ's aunt, whatever it is. They all be having sex with me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I was born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is like a farm. Is like a flat land in Canada. It's a beautiful, beautiful province. I was born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is like a flat land in Canada. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful. It's a beautiful. It's like the farm. Saskatchewan is like the Texas. You know how Texas is like farm country, farm. Texas is like farm area. Saskatchewan is like the Texas of Canada, pretty much. Yeah, flat land, farmland. I was in. A lot of people there all grow. A lot of people there grow up in farms and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the Saskatchewan is like the one, and they have their hardcore Canadian accent in Saskatchewan. People in Saskatchewan have their hardcore Canadian accent. Saskatchewan is like the Texas of Canada, pretty much. That's pretty much Saskatchewan, yeah. Saskatchewan's like the Texas of Canada. I was born there, obviously, 992. Obviously, I told you I had all those pictures that you guys saw. You know what I'm saying? Me when I'm a kid and all that stuff. I don't remember any of those pictures when I was. Those pictures, that was when I was young. I was like 3 years old. I was in Saskatchewan. I don't remember any of those pictures because I got knocked out of that rock, obviously. I was born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I lived there for 3 years, obviously, and then at 4 years old, we moved to what Montreal. Me and my family, my step family, we moved to Montreal at 4 years old. And we lived in this shitty. We lived in two apartments in Montreal actually. We moved into Montreal. We lived in this. At first, we lived in this shitty apartment for a couple months. And later on, we moved into another apartment, if I remember. Yeah. We moved to Montreal, and then when we moved to Montreal, we flew on a plane, obviously. And my parents told me, "Oh, Ivan, we flew on a plane to Montreal," but I don't remember being on a plane because I got knocked out of that rock. As most people have some memory of their life when they're 3 years old, whereas I have no memory of my life when I'm 3 years old because I got knocked out of that rock, man. And that's why I don't have any memory. All those pictures that I see when I was in Saskatchewan, I'm like, why don't I remember any of this? It's because I got knocked out of that rock, man. Because you guys are fucking evil people, man. Yeah. The only thing I remember when we first moved to Montreal was getting knocked out of that rock. That's my only memory of life. When we lived in that one apartment, the only memory I have is me getting knocked out of that rock. We moved into the other apartment. I remember some of the stuff, obviously. So I remember one day I was walking. What happened? Well, I remember one day I was playing outside with my stepbrother. Obviously, my younger stepbrother was like a baby still. He was like a year and a half old, 2 years old. I was hanging out with my stepbrother. I remember I walked towards the parking lot. I was walking in the parking lot, and all I remember, I looked at the corner of my eye, and I saw my stepbrother. He came with a huge rock, and he knocked me out with that rock. And I remember I woke up. At first, I didn't. At first, I thought I would cry, but no, I thought I was crying, but no, I got knocked out. And I remember I woke up 1 minute later in my bed. I woke up 1 minute later in my bed, obviously. And the moment I woke up 1 minute later on my bed, that was when I lost memory of my wife, and I lost memory of my identity. And then for 22 years, I was lost, man. I didn't know Vija was my wife, and I didn't know I was God. And I grew from 4 years old to 17 years old. I've been going to church. I've been going to church my whole life, pretty much, from kids to like adulthood. So I grew up in the church. I grew up the Christian life, obviously. That's why I lived a good life, obviously. because I grew up in Christian life. I grew up in the church, obviously. Even though I did some bad things in my life, compared to a lot of people, I lived a very good life. I was very good, obviously. Even though when I was in high school, you know what I'm saying, I went to parties and I tried weed and all, so I still lived a pretty good life. I went to church. I read my Bible sometimes. I was a pretty good Christian then. So I got knocked out that rock at 4 years old, and I remember I woke up in my bed. I saw my stepfather spanking my stepbrother, like, because he knocked me out that rock, but in reality it was an act, because my step parents are obviously the ones who made sure, hey, knock Ivan out. They told me, hey, knock him out. So my stepmother told my stepbrother to knock me out, all because she wants to affect my wife and have sex with me. Because you guys are you're crazy psychopaths. Obviously, you're nothing but a mess with white men, man. That's why once I pay his fee, they're all gonna cry. Oh, I'm so sorry, because they're gonna, all the bad things they did to me is gonna hit them, obviously. So once we lived in that place in Montreal, that part of Montreal, we moved into this other apartment, I believe, if I remember, at Pierrefonds Boulevard, right? Yeah, Pierrefonds Boulevard. It was on the west island of Montreal, the English side. We lived in the English side of Montreal. Because even though Montreal's French, there's an English section of Montreal. We lived in the English sections of Montreal, obviously, at Pierrefonds Boulevard. And this is for poor people. This is a shitty apartment. Shitty apartment. In other words, I thought my stepfamily were poor, obviously. I didn't think they were rich. I thought they were poor people. They duped me, obviously. I thought they were poor people because we lived in this shitty apartment in Hull, obviously. I went from kindergarten to grade 2. I was in French. I was in French immersion for school. So at kindergarten, I was in the French class, and I was in French class in grade 1. I was in French class in grade 2 for kindergarten. Whereas my two stepbrothers took the English program. I took the French program. Hence why I understand French pretty well, because I was actually in a French program from kindergarten to grade 2. And I switched to English because I struggled with French. But I was in French. I understood when the teacher spoke French. I understood her. I understood her and everything, man. I really, yeah. I was in French program before, from kindergarten to grade 2, and the teacher spoke complete French, and I understood it pretty well. All my assignments were all in French, and I know what I'm saying. But the reason why I changed to the English program is because I struggled with French. Obviously, it was a little too hard. Okay, Ivan will put you in the English program. I took the English program, obviously. I remember my kindergarten teacher. I don't remember much in kindergarten, but I remember in kindergarten we used to watch movies. I remember we used to what we used to sleep under the we used to do a thing where we sleep under the desks for an hour. We have all these mats. The kids would sleep under the desk. I remember that in kindergarten. That was in kindergarten. That was grade 2. That was in grade 1 or 2. I remember in kindergarten, my teacher we did this picnic. You know what I'm saying? My teacher, she bought like chips, she bought Coke, and we did this picnic in the park and all that stuff. I remember that when I was in kindergarten. This is 1997. When I was in kindergarten, obviously. I don't remember much in grade 1. I remember quite a bit in grade 2, but I don't remember much in grade 1. I remember in grade 2 I was at Herbert Purcell. Grade 1 was when I went to Herbert Purcell, obviously. I remember I had this black friend. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had this black friend. I met him. You know who you are. He was a friend of mine, obviously. Me and him became good friends, obviously. And I remember a lot of students in my class kept making fun of me, obviously, in grade 2. They were making fun of me through. I don't know why they all made fun of me. It's because of their envy, obviously. They all knew, in the future, Ivan's going to be king. He's gonna be a movie star. Whereas we're all gonna be what? We're all gonna be average people making $6,000 a year. Yeah. Kids in my class made fun of me. Even my best friend one day he turned on me and he just made fun of me like crazy. Me and him were arguing, he just made fun of me, started calling me all these names. And other women in class started joining along and they started making fun of me. What the fuck did I do to you, man? Why are all these people treating me like shit? It's because of their envy, obviously. My teacher in kindergarten, grade 1, didn't really put me down, but my grade 2 teacher put me down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She put me down a little bit. It wasn't until grade 3 that was when my teachers started putting me down like crazy, man. They started putting me down like crazy. You know what I'm And yeah, yeah. I didn't do good in school in kindergarten. I did okay. Kindergarten, grade one, grade two, I did okay in school. I passed, so I obviously did okay, obviously. And then grade three, I didn't do that great. I still passed, obviously. Grade four, I did okay in grade four. Grade five, I did good. I did good in school in grade five, obviously. In grade six, I did bad. I did bad. I did bad in grade six, obviously. And yeah, I remember when we moved to that apartment in Pierrefonds. I remember we used to play a lot. I used to play a lot of street hockey with my stepbrothers and these older guys who were like 17 years old. Played street hockey with them. Yeah, we played street hockey. I remember those good moments, man. Remember we played street. I played street hockey with. There's this one guy. He was older. He was older than us. He was like 14 years old. He played street hockey. He was fucking good, man. You know, he did like all these nice moves and all stuff. I remember there were other guys who were older than him. They're like 17 years old. And they played hockey too. I remember me and my stepbrothers, we used to play street hockey with that guy and the older guys. Those guys were fucking, because we were kids. I was like 8 years old. These guys were like 7 years old. These guys were fucking good at hockey. They played hockey for a living. They're fucking good, obviously. But that one guy, that one Indian guy, he was good, man. He was good at hockey, man. He was fucking amazing. He was fucking amazing, man. We played a lot of street hockey, obviously. We had a blast, obviously. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was this one guy. He was Indian or something like that. He used to always invite my stepbrothers over to his house, but he would never let me come over. You can't come, Ivan. I'm like, why? Why can't I come? He's like, not you, Ivan. You can't come. Why? Because they all hate me. They hate me. Hate on me. I remember even the hockey guys when I played hockey with the older guys. Now those guys are like 40 years old now. They're like 17 years old back in like 1999. I remember those guys who I played hockey with. I remember some of them treat me like shit too. They made fun of me. One time they even spat on me too. Like, why the fuck are you treating me like shit? Like I'm a fucking small kid. Why are you treating me like shit? Because they're all envious. Obviously, they knew Ivan O'Meara is gonna be king in I don't know 20 something years from now, whatever it is. Ivan O'Meara will be king. Yeah, they all saw the future. Obviously, holy shit, Ivan, crazy life. Yeah, crazy life. So we lived in that shitty apartment in Montreal. And I remember I went to church. I went to church in Montreal, obviously. And I went to Sunday school. I grew up believing in the Bible. I watched a lot of Christian movies. I grew up in the church, obviously. I go to church every Sunday. And I actually really believed in Jesus. So think about this. When I was 3 years before I got knocked out of the rock, I knew I was God. The whole world knew I was God. They knew I had a wife. I got knocked out of the rock, and now my step family duped me into believing in Jesus. I went to church, you know what I'm saying? Church service, obviously, and they talked about Jesus, and I'm like, oh my God, Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus created the universe. When in reality, it's a symbolism of me. There is no Jesus. Jesus is a fantasy figure in the Bible, obviously. I remember I went to that church, obviously, in Montreal. I remember I got baptized. You guys don't know what baptized. No one, when they put your head down the water. I remember I got baptized. I remember I went to this guy's house who was in the church, obviously. This guy was fucking rich, man. Holy shit, have you met a lot of rich people in your life? Yes, I met a lot of rich people in my life. That's the one thing you don't know, but yeah, I met a lot of rich people in my life, man. Quite a few rich people I met in my life. I remember this one guy. He was at the he went to the church. Obviously, he was fucking rich. He had this huge house. Oh no, $1 million house with an indoor pool. He had this huge house with an indoor pool. I remember we went there. My stepbrother got baptized. I'm like, holy shit, this house is nice. It's a nice fucking house. Obviously, I went to his house. Obviously, they got baptized, and the guy had a nice fucking house. We had some nice food there. We had cheesecake. And we had good food. You're like, holy shit, this house is fucking nice. Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember there was this guy at church. I slept over at his house, and he drove me on his truck. He took me out to Harvey's. That was pretty nice. He took me out to Harvey's. We had a good time. Yeah, you know who you are. He used to always carry me and tickle me and all that stuff at church and all that stuff. So I remember him. Yeah, I remember him yeah, man. But what will always hit my mind is that all these people in Montreal, all my teachers and the students in Montreal who made fun of me, they all knew I was God. I remember there was this one fat guy who used to call me demented head because I have a demented head. The only reason why I have a demented head is because I got knocked out that rock. That's why my head looks a bit demented, obviously. You guys know what I'm talking about when you saw one of my board videos. Yeah, Ivan's head looks a bit deformed. Yeah, the reason why my head looks a bit deformed because I got knocked out that rock, man. Full force knocked out with that rock. That's why I have a demented. That fat asshole. He was in grade 6 at the time. He's like, oh, Ivan demented head. He used to make fun of me and all that stuff. I'm like, what about you? You're fucking ugly. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm joking. Yeah. People used to always make fun. I really, yeah, a lot of people made fun of me and throughout my life, man. From grade 1, grade 2, a lot of kids in my class made fun of me. You guys know who you are, obviously. Yeah, man, they all made fun of me, obviously. I remember before we left the church. I remember my family was now getting ready to move to Hull, obviously Hull, Quebec. Like we got a job in Hull, Quebec, obviously. When the whole time they're fucking the gatekeepers, they fucking played me hardcore, man. You know what I'm saying? We're getting ready to move to Hull, obviously. I remember the church said we said our final goodbyes to the church, and the church, okay, Ivan, you know what I'm saying? Me and my stepbrothers, we accepted Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. Say the prayer, Ivan, accept Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. Me and my stepbrothers, we accepted Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. We got the certificate, obviously. That's how fucking wicked you guys are, man. You know I'm a son of God the whole time, and you act like Jesus is fucking God, because they're fucking wicked people, man. Fucking evil, wicked people, man. We got the certificate. This is right before we were about to leave to move to Hull, Quebec, obviously. Again, Hull, Quebec, and Elmer, Quebec are right next to Ottawa. Right next to the capital of Canada, Ottawa, obviously. So we moved, you know what I'm saying? Then we ended up moving to Hull, obviously. And I remember when we left Montreal, there were a couple guys who we knew who were our friends. We were like, oh, we're going to miss you guys. There's this one kid we used to hang out with, too. You know, so you know who you are. We used to hang out with him in Montreal, obviously. He was a poor kid, obviously. That one guy who played hockey, he was a good friend of ours, too. You know who you are. You know, when you watch this video, and I was saying all those guys, yeah, we set off. I was like, oh man. I remember when we moved, we were like, oh man, we don't want to go to Hull. We want to stay in Montreal because we had good memories of Montreal, obviously, not poor apartment, obviously. You know what I'm saying? We ended up moving to Hull. In 2000, we moved to Hull. So we lived in Montreal from 90. I was 4 years old, so from 90 what? 96 to 2000, we lived in Montreal. So from 1996 to 2000, we lived in Montreal, and then in 2000 we moved to Hull, Quebec, and we lived in that apartment right next to Film and Wright. Film and Wright is a high school. Film and Wright is an English high school in the Gatineau region of Quebec, obviously. So you have Darcy McGee and Film and Wright, the two English schools in the Gatineau, Quebec region, whereas all the other schools around in the Gatineau region are French. So if you're English and you live in Quebec, you either go to Darcy or you go to Film and Wright. And I lived in that apartment right next to Film and Wright. Right next to Film, like a 1 minute walk to Film and Wright. Right next to Film and Wright. And we went to this school called St. Pius. St. Pius, obviously. I went to a school called St. Pius, obviously. And yeah. And in grade 3, I didn't really do that good in school. I had one embarrassing day that happened to me. I'm not going to tell you. You guys already know. I'm not going to talk about it. It's embarrassing. But I had an embarrassing life too, obviously. Something embarrassing happened in grade 3 when I was in school. Yeah, man. Holy shit, and you went through a lot. Yeah, man, I went through a lot. Here's the thing, though. Before I came to school, when I came to Earth, I'm like, hey, VJ, before me and you become king, queen, I want you and me to truly, truly suffer, man. When I came here, where do you think they got it in the Bible? How Jesus suffered before he came back to death, came back to life, and came back as king. Yeah, symbols of my life. I truly suffered in my life, man. Embarrassing life. You know what I'm saying? I had my teachers putting me down, my stepfather put me down, and please keep in mind, throughout my life, my step parents constantly kept putting me down. Man, they constantly kept putting me down. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, I remember there was one moment. I remember when I was like 6 years old. I used to go with my younger stepbrother. We used to go to this rich family's house. We used to go swimming with them, and we used to watch like movies and eat food at their house. I remember that. Have you met a lot of rich people? Yes, I met a lot of rich people. I remember when I was like younger, when I was in Montreal, me and my stepbrother, we used to go to this rich person's house. We'd go swimming and eat nice food and eat at the what? And eat some nice food. Yeah, I remember we went. She had a nice house with an indoor pool, a nice big indoor, like Olympic indoor pool. We went to that woman's house. You had a huge pool, man, like a mini Olympic pool. She had this. We ate dinner in her house. Yeah, holy shit! Have you met a lot of people? Yeah, yeah, man. I met a lot of rich people in my life, man. Obviously, and I was shocked because I grew up poor. Obviously, we live in this shitty apartment. Look at this guy's house. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Yet the whole time my son got I'm rich and all got I'm awesome. Hence why once I make that falling out, so I find out how rich my family is, I'm going to be so shocked because I'm gonna have that flashback of my life. Where I lived in that apartment in Montreal, lived in that apartment in Hull, even when we moved to this house, all those rich people that I met in my life, my stepfather was rich and all those guys, my mom was it's shocking, yeah, man. You feel like you got played. Yeah, I got played, man. I lived in that shitty apartment for 4 years and then you're fucking a billionaire. You could have easily like you couldn't the gatekeepers hate me so much. They're like, you can't even move into a decent house. You can't even move into a decent house when I'm a kid. You have me live in a shitty apartment. The fool you I don't want Ivan knowing that we're rich because I can't stand them. Yeah, they hate me so much. They don't want me being a part of their lavish life, obviously. But hey, when I didn't reach our king and queen, they're also left out of I and VJ's life too. I set the whole thing up. Hey, if you don't want me to be a part of your lavish life because you hate me so much, when me and VJ are king queen, we're billionaires now. You're left out of our lavish life too. You're not a part of the experience. You're banned from our glory, obviously. You see what I'm saying? There's a good chance I might get through my whole story today. But if not, I'll continue it tomorrow. And if I do get through my whole story today, tomorrow I'll talk about like how you guys are gonna miss me and my wife, man. You're gonna miss me so much. Yeah. It's not a coincidence that I made my final announcement on Remembrance Day, November 11th. Remembrance Day. Because you guys are going to remember me, obviously. Right. Anyways, going back to my story, okay? In 2000, we moved to Hull, Quebec, and I went to St. Pius. And that was when we met. That was where I met. I made a few friends in Pius, obviously. They weren't my. I made a few friends in Pius, obviously. And my stepbrother made friends with one guy who is now his best friend, and that guy is a family who came over to my house every year for Christmas. It's not a coincidence, obviously. His parents, his brothers, they all come over to my house for Christmas for like 13 years straight. Obviously, this is 2000. This is 2000. Obviously, year 2000. I was in grade three. Obviously, I didn't do that good in grade. I passed grade three, but I didn't do that great in grade three. They kept sending me to the guidance counselor, and they're like, Ivan's stupid. You know what I'm saying? They kept putting me down, obviously. Throughout my whole life, my teachers kept putting me down. Ivan's stupid. Why? Because they're envy. They're envious of my what? They're envious of my wealth and my beautiful wife. And they know I'm gonna be king. And all these people are all gonna be normal people. All these guys who I met in my life, none of them are gonna be celebrities. None of them are gonna be celebrities. Ivan O'Meara is the only one out of all the guys who met in his life who are going to be celebrities. All the people I met in my life are average people. Whereas Victoria Justice, she hung out with, she knows celebrities because she lived the Hollywood life. But me, all the people I met in my life are all normal people, man. Who knows? Maybe some of them might be a celebrity. I highly doubt it. But all the people I know in my life are not going to be celebrities. They're all normal people. You see what I'm saying here? I'm hungry. After I make this video, I'm going to upload the video and I'm going to go eat my burgers upstairs. I'm fucking hungry. My stepmother made burgers upstairs, hamburgers upstairs. I'm gonna go eat some good hamburgers upstairs. Go to the store, get a pack of smokes, come back and enjoy the show. And you guys better stop taking for granted as look, the countdown's now ticked. You only have one more video left to meet tomorrow. Tomorrow I am done. I'm ending my series for good, man. Give it 2 days. Take that walk to the park. And I'm going to be brave and let my family know I'm done my book. And the time has come, and they're going to send me upstairs. I'm going to cry my eyes out, pay this fee, save my beautiful wife. And when I come back from death, a new man will hate me. Olive glowing beauty, full glowing beard. I'm saying, I see her in Los Angeles. I'm taking off the throne with her. I'm piecing the fuck out with her, man. And you're not going to be saved. Obviously. So 2000, we moved to Hull, Quebec. And I went to St. Pius, obviously, and that was the year when I met that guy who is now my stepbrother's best friend, obviously, and his family came over to our house like every year for Christmas, and we came over to their house for Christmas, barbecue, swimming, all that stuff for 13 years straight. Since 2001 to like 2013, That family has been coming to our house for Christmas, and we going to their house for Christmas every year, as well as coming over to our house for barbecues and swimming. A lot of times. Even though you guys all remember, yeah, I remember. You guys all be like, yeah, I remember Ivan. Ivan came over to our house for Christmas every year. We went swimming at his house. We had barbecues together. We watched movies. We played games. Yeah, and that guy also slept over at our house a lot of times too. The one guy who's my stepbrother's best friend, he slept over at our house a lot of times too, man. And my brother slept over, and my stepbrother slept over at his house a lot of times too. Yeah, he lived in a nice neighborhood in Hull. Like he had a nice like house, a nice semi-detached house, right? A nice townhouse. And this is when we lived in that shitty apartment in Hull, and the family knew the whole time I found with the gatekeepers. Fucking evil, man. We lived in that shitty apartment in Hull. I remember he came over to our house a few times. He slept over at our house at that apartment. Obviously, we played games. We used to play games with toy guns and watch movies. Yeah, he came over to our house, obviously, and that was how our family became familiar. My stepfamily became familiar with his stepfamily because that one guy who went to St. Pius, he was a great sister at the time. He met my stepbrother, obviously, became best friends, and he would come over to our house, see over at our house, and then at the apartment in Hull, and my stepbrother would go to his house and sleep over at his house, and that's how our stepfamily became friends with their family, and we ended up becoming family friends. They would come over to our house for Christmas every year, and we go over their house for Christmas every year. Yeah, they came over to our apartment in Hull one time. We played games, obviously. You know what I'm saying? We went over to their house. We had a good time. Yeah, obviously. So we lived in that apartment for 1 year. And immediately after 1 year, I guarantee you the gatekeepers, okay, I can't stand living in a shitty apartment. Let's at least move into a house. Yeah, because you're the gatekeeper and you're willing to live in a shitty apartment, man. Because the gatekeepers hate me that much, man. Yeah, we have a huge hatred. Yeah, they hate me so much. Where do you think they got it in the Bible? How it says Satan is demons, they hate Jesus so much. They hate Jesus so much they can't stand it. They can't stand. It says in the Bible, it says by the name of Jesus the demons tremble. There's a reason why in the public eye the gatekeepers don't want anyone around the world. If Ivan doesn't sell, I don't want you. I don't want to hear the name of Ivan in the public eye unless he sells to me because they hate me so much. The name of Ivan makes them tremble in fear because I'm the son of God. Yeah, that's symbols in the Bible. The demons tremble by the name of Jesus. Yeah, the gatekeepers don't want anyone in the public eye. I don't want you mentioning Ivan's name in the public eye. I don't want you ever saying the name Ivan in the public eye because I hate him so much. Yeah, they hate me so much they want to have me live in a shitty apartment in Hull and Montreal. The apartment in Hull was nicer than the one in Montreal, but it was still a shitty apartment. I'm gonna show my camera here.